Going into the 2022 season, the Miami Marlins actually had some high hopes. As bad as 2021 was, they still had potential and actually spent some money during the offseason to add to their roster. Now, they didn't spend enough for Derek Jeter to want to stick around, but guys like Joey Wendell and Jorge Soler being added to the lineup, along with Javicio Garcia, were definitely good moves to make, and so the season began. Skip ahead to now, and it hasn't been very good for the Marlins. With that being said, there have been some big positives, so let's take a look at those first. To start off, Sandy Alcantara and Pablo Lopez have both been elite. It was clear they were both good pitchers going into the season for sure, but to see two guys at the top of your rotation with ERAs right around 2 is absurd. They have a couple good bullpen pieces, but overall not a great pen, same with the rotation. Other than Sandy and Lopez, it's mostly been a struggle. As for the offense, it just isn't that great. They're 19th in batting average, 17th in OPS, 17th in on-base percentage, and 18th in slugging percentage. When you add that mediocrity to a pitching staff that also isn't collectively getting the job done, you have what we've seen so far from the 2022 Marlins. It can get better though, right? Well, of course it could. But now that we know in addition to the on-field struggles that the players aren't getting along in the clubhouse, it may be a long year for the Marlins. After losing 11 of their 16 games and 22 of their last 32, and seeing what had been going on with the team, manager Don Mattingly decided to have a team meeting on Tuesday evening before their game against the Washington Nationals, and it didn't go so well. The team closed the clubhouse doors to the media for the meeting, and it wasn't until a whole hour and 30 minutes later when they were opened back up for the players and coaches to walk out. Typically in a team meeting, it's after a team has been struggling lately, and it's basically something to get the boys fired up and motivated to start playing better. Do they always work? Of course not, but they certainly can help for sure. The Atlanta Braves were struggling a bit recently, and haven't really been the team they were in the second half of last season here in 2022 so far. So with that, manager Brian Snitker held a team meeting, with the gist of it being last year's last year and it's time to clean up their act. Since that team meeting and those words from the manager, the Braves haven't lost a game. So the Marlins, another NL East team that has struggled this year, like I said, held their own team meeting. It lasted for 90 minutes, and by the time everyone walked out of it, surely they were all pumped up and ready to go with Mattingly leading the charge? Well, not exactly. In fact, not at all. It was a pretty sour conversation amongst the players. When talking to reporters about the meeting, Don Mattingly talked about how it wasn't necessarily about the team's record or anything, but more so airing out issues that anybody had. According to Mattingly, everyone on the team spoke and there were a lot of things needed to be let out in the open. As if they left the team meeting confident they can improve? Well, Mattingly also said that he's not sure if the issues were resolved, and he wouldn't be surprised if the team fell flat against the Nationals. Yikes. Marlins reporter Craig Mish spoke to Sandy Alcantara after the meeting, who wouldn't talk about any of the details, but did talk about how players aren't always going to get along. Interesting. Seems like that may be the case with the Marlins, and it is. According to a reporter who I've talked to who knows some inside stuff, he's heard of there being some friction in the Marlins clubhouse among the players. Stuff that he has talked to some people about that know what's going on about there being tension amongst the team, with some guys even questioning attitude and work ethic. The Marlins are currently a 4th place team with plenty of time to fix what's going on the field, but if the players literally don't like each other, that definitely isn't going to help. Let me know what you think about all this, and thank you for watching.